68 Sports presents Boston Red Sox baseball this afternoon from Fenway Park in Boston. The Red Sox play Game 2 of a home opening 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Red Sox baseball. We're glad to have you along. Doug Brown in for Sean McDonough, along with Jerry Remy. Well, it's the day after, Jerry, and I'm sure the Red Sox would probably like maybe another day or two to bask in yesterday's dramatic 9-7 win here on home opening day, but it's time to get right back at it today, and you wonder what even Pedro Martinez might be able to come up with for an encore.
Well, it's going to be tough, certainly, to top the excitement of the late innings yesterday, but, you know, teams, baseball obviously play every day, so it's tough for the Red Sox. You get to enjoy it last night. You're going to get right back after this afternoon, but Seattle's very happy to get back at it. They want to put that behind them. This afternoon, the Red Sox fans at Fenway get their first look at Pedro Martinez, and if he's anything like he's been in the first two starts, it's going to be a lot of fun again here this afternoon.
And the matchup is interesting as well, Jerry, because with three left-handers going for the Mariners this weekend, former Red Sox lefty Jamie Moyer gets the start, and he had a terrific outing his last time out.
What a contrast from Randy Johnson. Johnson with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You're going to see a lot of changeups today from Jamie Moyer, but he's been a very, very effective pitcher for Seattle over the last couple of seasons.
All right, we've got another ball game coming up here from Fenway Park later today. Of course, opening day yesterday here at Fenway Park, but another special day today. It's Kids Opening Day, so let's turn it over to the public address announcer here at Fenway Park, Ed Brickley.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for today's starting lineup. Leading off, number 5, the 1997 American League Rookie of the Year, shortstop Nomar Garcia-Parra, and his buddy, J.J. Deddy. Batting second, number 13, third baseman John Valentin, and his buddy Denise Garcia. Batting third, number 42, the 1995 American League MVP, first baseman Mo Vaughn, and his buddy Jason Garcia. Batting fourth, number 31, the designated hitter, Jim Leyritz, and his buddy, Jerry Coffey. Batting fifth, number 25, left fielder, Troy O'Leary, and his buddy, Lauren Gately. Batting sixth, number 2, center fielder Damon Buford, and his buddy Eddie Murphy. Batting seventh, number 10, catcher Scott Hatteberg, and his buddy Christopher Benavides. Batting seventh, number 20, right fielder Darren Lewis, and his buddy, Darcy Randall. Batting ninth, number 28, second baseman, Mike Benjamin, and his buddy, Tom Nelson. And pitching today for the Red Sox, warming up in the center field bullpen, the 1995 National League Cy Young Award winner, Pedro Martinez.
All right, thank you very much, Doug Brown, and your buddy, Jerry Remy, who will have the call today of Pedro Martinez's debut. What a nice thing over at Fenway today. Today's starting pitchers are brought to you, as always, by your New England Ford dealers. Good matchup, Pedro Martinez in his Fenway debut. So far this year, 1 win and a tough luck, no decision. ERA in the single digits below. 20 strikeouts and 5 walks. Jamie Moyer for Darren Bragg. Remember that trade? Both teams made out pretty well, but look at Moyer. 13 strikeouts and only 1 walk in his 2 decisions. A third start for both. It's at Fenway. It's 68 Sports. Doug Brown and Jerry Remy have the call coming up. So it's Red Sox baseball. Don't go anywhere.
68 Sports presents Boston Red.
Back at Fenway Park, set for Game 2 of the 1998 season here at home. Pedro Martinez making his first Fenway start for the Red Sox, and here's the lineup he'll face for the Seattle Mariners. Joey Cora, the second baseman, leading off. Alex Rodriguez at shortstop, batting second. Ken Griffey Jr. plays center and bats third. Edgar Martinez, the DH, batting fourth. David Segui is the first baseman, batting fifth. The left fielder is Glenn Allen Hill. And then some changes from yesterday's lineup for Lou Piniella. Rick Wilkins is the catcher, batting seventh. Russ Davis stays at third, batting eighth. And in the right field spot, batting ninth, is Charles Gibson, the rookie. Pedro Martinez getting it started here at Fenway Park, his first appearance in front of the home fans, Jerry.
And start number 3 on the season for Martinez, a record of 1-0 with a 0.64 ERA, 20 strikeouts for Martinez, only 5 walks, and he's allowed 1 earned run so far this season. He's faced Oakland. He faced a very tough lineup in Anaheim last time out on April 6th, and probably the toughest of all this afternoon, the Seattle Mariners.
Through his first 2 starts, opposing batters are hitting just 200 even against Pedro Martinez. Today's defense brought to you by Toyota. Here's how the Red Sox stack up defensively today for Jimmy Williams. Troy O'Leary back in the starting lineup in left. Damon Buford in center. Darren Lewis over in right. Valentin, Garcia-Parra, Benjamin at second, and Vaughn at first, left to right in the infield. Scott Hatteberg gets the start behind the plate, and Pedro Martinez on the mound. Red Sox, of course, with the 3 errors yesterday, keeping them in last place in the American League defensively, Jerry. But everybody forgot all the bad stuff yesterday. You know, all smiles, the 3 errors, nothing mattered. The 2 hits through the first 7 or 8 innings after the big 9th inning comeback.
Well, when you walk off the field with a win like that, all's forgotten. Those first 8 innings, you just think about the 9th.
Pedro Martinez set to unleash it for the first time here at Fenway. To Joey Cora. First pitch swinging, popped up in the infield, headed toward Mo Vaughn, who takes charge. And on 1 pitch, 1 out for the Mariners.
Something you don't see very often is a bat break on a pop-up to the infield. But again, as we mentioned so many times, a lot of thin-handled bats with the large barrel, and that causes that bat to snap a lot of time right in the hands of the hitter.
I've thought for the last couple of years, Jerry, that there are a lot more bats breaking now than there were, say, 10, 20 years ago.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons players like that thin-handled bat to get the whip in the action. And unfortunately, I think a lot of times those bats are unbalanced and snap like that.
First pitch to Alex Rodriguez is a strike. Rodriguez 2 for 5 in the ball game yesterday with 1 run batted in and a triple off the top of the low wall in right field. Rodriguez also up in the air towards center field, and Buford for the second out.
Might be a little more difficult for outfielders and infielders with this 1 o'clock start this afternoon. No clouds up above to help out, and you'll see most of the players with the sunglasses. They'll use the glove to help out.
And you can see the flag out in left center field. Very rare for April, blowing out across the green monster after blowing in and towards right for most of the day yesterday.
Usually when we see that type of wind, it's about 80 degrees here at Fenway. Not the case this afternoon, but still very comfortable, especially for the players.
Yeah, certainly can't complain about the weather. Maybe a little nicer than yesterday with less of a breeze. Ken Griffey Jr. takes a pitch just off the inside corner for ball 1. John Shulock working the plate. Don Denkinger at first, Rick Reed at second, Tim Sheeta over at third. And 2-0 to Griffey.
Marquee matchup here, a National League Cy Young Award winner against the MVP in the American League a year ago.
Griffey 1 for 3 yesterday, a double on what was a fan interference play down in right field as he misses badly on the breaking pitch. 2-1 on Griffey.
There's the good changeup by Martinez. So we've mentioned this over and over that he will throw that pitch at any time to any batter, any time in the count.
And now 2-2.
Backs it up again. 2 changeups in a row, and that one acted like a screwball, working down and away from Griffey.
Great view from our lower angle camera on the third base side, and a line shot by Griffey, but into the shift, right into the hands of Nomar Garciaparra for a 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Martinez in the top of the first. Red Sox coming up at Fenway on the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network. Today's starting lineups brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers. The more things change, the more things look like the new Dodge. And for the Red Sox, Nomar Garciaparra leading off at short. John Valentin, the third baseman, hitting second. Mo Vaughn batting third. The DH Jim Leyritz in the cleanup spot again today. Troy O'Leary back in the starting lineup playing left, batting fifth. Damon Buford batting sixth. Scott Hatterberg, the catcher, in the seventh spot. Darren Lewis, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Mike Benjamin playing second base today for the Red Sox, batting ninth. Against the left-hander Jamie Moyer.
1-1 on the season for Moya, coming off a big win against the Yankees. 7 innings in that game, 3 hits, no runs, and had 11 strikeouts.
And he's in for a strike with his first pitch to Garciaparra.
Had a great year. 17-5 last year in 30 starts for the Seattle Mariners.
And just missing the corner that time, 1-1.
And the Red Sox will see a lot of that. A lot of change-ups to those right-handed hitters on the outside part of the plate.
Just outside again, 2-1 from Moyer. Well, everybody talks about Randy Johnson and the amazing winning percentage that the Mariners have when Johnson starts. Moyer isn't too far behind since he's been with the Mariners. Chop foul at the plate.
Now, last year, Moya got an awful lot of runs every time he started. I think they averaged something like 7 runs a game when he was pitching, but he had a very respectable 3.86 ERA. So not only did he get runs, but he pitched very well.
That's more than respectable in the American League these days, it seems. On the ground for Garciaparra to his opposite number, Alex Rodriguez, for the first out.
And that's exactly what Moya wants those right-handers to do. He's going to keep the ball away, hope they try to pull it, and a lot of times the result will be the ground ball at either shortstop or third base. I think a lot of the right-handers have to think about going up the middle and the other way against Moya.
John Valentin. Takes a strike. Valentin set the stage for Mo Vaughn's dramatics here yesterday by taking one for the team, getting hit by a pitch, forcing in a run, setting up the Vaughn grand slam. Randy Johnson, probably along with the rest of the Mariners, thinking that, yeah, it's a good thing you play every day in this game, as Valentin grounds a base hit into left field. Although unlike the other players who get to come out and play again today, Johnson doesn't play again for several days. Here's the ovation now for Mo Vaughn. The second walk-off game-winning home run of Mo Vaughn's career yesterday. And only the second grand slam ever in a home opener at Fenway Park. The other one was by Carlton Fisk 25 years ago against the Yankees. Mo just got a piece of that.
It's interesting listening to the crowd reaction for Vaughn. Yesterday, when they first introduced the lineups, I thought there were more cheers than boos, but there were some boos in there. But then when he got up to the plate for the first time, there were more cheers, and today, forget about it.
Well, and of course, there was a lot of interesting byplay after the game yesterday. What with Mo's contract situation. Swings through it, 1-2. John Valentin was asked by one of the reporters, so do you sign Mo now or not? And John said, well, the price keeps going up. Is a line that has been heard before with the way Mo has been swinging the bat this spring. Not that time, though. Fooled by the offerings of Jamie Moyer and the first strikeout victim.
Well, Mo had a couple of strikeouts yesterday against Randy Johnson until he had the chance against Buljarek in the 9th inning to hit the home run. Good pitch by Moyer. Fastball, keeps it away from Vaughn. He's going to make him use the opposite field. That time, no contact.
Vaughn actually has had quite a bit of success in his career against Moyer. Now 4 for 10 overall against Jamie with a couple of home runs. Jim Leyritz, the DH again for the Red Sox today, who, like practically everybody else, also had a very difficult time with Randy Johnson yesterday, striking out 3 times. And then the 4th time, he didn't strike out. He got hit by a pitch instead. One and one to Leyritz. And on the corner for called strike 2.
And Jim Rowe, the Red Sox trainer, said he got way too much airtime yesterday with all the guys getting hit by pitches and being on the field. I didn't think he felt after that game yesterday. What a terrific, terrific performance by Randy Johnson.
Leyritz just reaches out and taps it into the gap in left center field, working all the way up to the wall. Let's see if Valentin tries to score. He's coming around third, and he's in. As the throw sails high over the head of Rick Wilkins, the Mariners catcher. But Valentin would have beaten it anyway.
Looked like if the Mariners executed the relay properly, they might have had a chance at Valentin. Of course, they're going to take the chance with 2 outs on trying to get that run. Nice piece of hitting there by Leyritz. That ball's down and away, but he's still able to hook the ball in that gap in left center field. The throw from Rodriguez, the cutoff man, is going to be high up over the head of Wilkins, the catcher, and John Valentin will score with the head first slide. This ball's on the money. It might be close because Wilkins might be able to block home plate with that head first slide.
The Red Sox take a 1-0 lead, and Troy O'Leary takes ball 1. Ooh. Valentin very nearly took a kick in the head as Wilkins went up to try and get that throw. They'll get you into the game in a hurry.
A belly flop slide to home sometimes knocks the wind out of you.
Yeah, John looks like he's trying to shake that all off. He might have gotten clipped by the foot of Wilkins as he went by. Setting up inside that time on O'Leary, but Moyer missing. The count now 2-1. Here it is again.
Diving
oh yeah,
right on the belt buckle for John Valentin.
And it did look like the left side of his face was caught by the left foot of Wilkins on the way by. O'Leary grounds it down the first baseline fair. Great play by Segui, and the out at first. Good play on both ends. Segui and Moyer covering to rob O'Leary of a base hit. The Red Sox get one, and they lead 1-0 after the first inning at Fenway on the 68 Sports Red Sox television network.
Well, the Red Sox have the 1-0 lead after 1 inning, and a terrific play by David Segui saves his club another run. Covers a lot of ground. Of course, being the left-hander, has to go to the backhand. He'll just kind of lay it up for Jamie Moyer, who does his job, keeping maintaining with that base and getting the out, and that saves another run for the Mariners.
Well, speaking of saves and shots and all that good hockey talk, we're out of season now for college hockey and for Olympic hockey, but it's never out of season to talk to the U.S. women's gold medal Olympic hockey coach Ben Smith. Congratulations, Ben, and great thrill for all of you folks, as that's a fair ball in front of Scott Hatteberg off the bat of Edgar Martinez, and quickly one out here in the top of the second. Happy to have Ben Smith joining us here, and first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Doug. Certainly a pleasure for us. You know, not our whole team didn't get a chance to get out here today, but we had a good sprinkling of the local players, and our assistant coach Tom Much threw a pretty nice strike in the in the opening ceremony. So it's a great day and fun to see Martinez, and just a great thrill.
What I want to know is how come the head coach doesn't throw the ball?
Yeah, I saw my old friend Bill Cleary in '89 after they won the national title come out here, and he didn't quite get it to the plate, so he got razzed pretty good. I didn't want to take the chance.
Blame it on the rotator cuff.
That's okay. We didn't have those when I was a kid, Jerry.
I know the real reason. You just didn't want to show up Pedro Martinez. That's right?
Wow, what a thrill to see. This is exciting to see him, and our players got a great thrill when the shortstop Nomar Garcia Perry. You hear all sorts of great things about him. And he was on the '92 Olympic team in Barcelona, and he came over and said hi to our players. It was a great thrill.
David Segui up at the plate right now after that terrific defensive play to end the bottom of the first, and he's behind in the count to Pedro Martinez, 0-2, with 1 out here in the top of the second, and the Red Sox leading it by a score of 1-0. Segui off to such a great start for the Mariners after signing as a free agent over from Montreal. One of the 4 guys on this Mariner team that has faced Pedro Martinez in the past. Well, as you mentioned, Ben, so many of the players on your hockey team were from New England. It seems only fitting in a way to have as many as possible here today for Fenway Park's second opening day, kids opening day.
Well, if they're not from here, Doug, they probably went to school here at the ECAC schools that have been really in the cutting edge of women's athletics and especially women's hockey. So a lot of our players have those good New England roots.
Of course, a great winter for hockey around these parts, not only because of what your team accomplished over in Nagano, but also because of the college hockey Final Four being held here just last weekend, and what a great event that turned out to be.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was kind of embarrassed that the people in college hockey, I think it's taken us 25 years to get the championships back here, and I think it was great. I think the Fleet Center was really excited, and I think people in college hockey were really excited with the tournament too.
2-2 pitch to Segui, tap toward Garcia Parra, and makes the play, just nipping Segui at first for the second out.
Well, once again, Nomar shows the quick hands because that last hop off the grass came up on him, but he quickly got the glove in position to make the throw to first base and get the out. What I want to know, Coach, is after the tournament was over, because everybody was happy, you had a vacation in Hawaii after that, didn't you?
The players did.
You didn't get to go,
The coach didn't get to go. I think they'd seen enough of the coach, so I came home and kind of checked up on the end of the women's college season. We've got a lot of great young women playing, and I think that's one of the byproducts of this great team of ours. I think there are a lot of young girls, and I think parents excited about giving their daughters a chance to play another great team sport.
Is it too early to gauge after just a couple of months what the victory in Japan is going to mean for girls hockey, young kids wanting to grow up and be hockey players?
Yeah, I think it's early, but I think I've seen a lot of third graders in the last month, and it seems like everybody, boys and girls, were excited about it. And hey, it's just like being here with this guy pitching. Wow, this Martinez is. Look at the ballpark today; it's a buzz, and everybody's in their seat before the game even started with him on the mound.
And 0-2 to Glenn Allen Hill with 2 outs, as Martinez tries for his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning, misses outside with the fastball.
That ball pops pretty good in the glove, doesn't it?
You can hear it all the way up here.
Yeah.
1-2 from Martinez. And the swing and a miss. Hatteberg will apply the tag. Strikeout number 1 on the day for Pedro Martinez. Ben Smith, again, congratulations. Terrific job, and good luck the rest of the way. And,
well, thank you very much. It's been exciting, and it's awful nice of the Red Sox and you people to have us here today.
Great. Thanks, Ben. Ben Smith, the coach of the women's gold medal United States women's hockey team. Another 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Martinez. 1-0 Sox after an inning and a half, and now words from your local stations on the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network.
Red Sox have the 1-0 lead as we move to the top of the third at Fenway. Well, Red Sox fans, check out the new 24-hour Touchstone ticketing by calling 617-482-4SOX. This new system is the easiest way to purchase tickets any time of day. Why not use the latest technology to purchase Red Sox tickets at America's oldest and most storied ballparks?
Pedro Martinez set to work in the top of the third. Wilkins, Davis, and Gibson, 7, 8, 9 for the Mariners. And Rick Wilkins takes just low and off the inside part of the plate. Wilkins getting the start today behind the plate for the Mariners, giving Dan Wilson a breather.
And he's had some success against Martinez from his time in the National League, hitting over 400 against Pedro. You don't see many of those averages against Martinez.
It's just the 4 guys on the Mariners with previous experience against Pedro Martinez, and Wilkins waves at the breaking pitch. Segui, Hill, Wilkins, and Wilson, who's not playing. The 4 who have faced Martinez from his days in the National League. Strikes out Wilkins. Second strikeout in a row and of the game for Martinez.
Well, for that strikeout lead now in the American League, this fastball will pick up his second strikeout. Yesterday with the big day for Randy Johnson, he has 32 to lead the league. Now Martinez with the 2 this afternoon, 22. So 10 more and he's got him tied.
And 8 more, Jerry, today. If Martinez gets up to 10 this afternoon, that will be his 1,000th career strikeout. Russ Davis taking outside. 2-0 the count on Davis. Russ Davis had himself 3 hits yesterday, and you see that he is among the Mariners who are off to quick starts at the plate. You look at the American League leaders in all the offensive categories, and there are Mariners just scattered all over all the lists. Martinez catches the corner. Russ Davis with an 8-game hitting streak. He's had at least 1 hit in every game he's played this year. He had 2 home runs Wednesday night at home against the Yankees. Hits this one sharply into the Mariner dugout and back out again. Lou never even flinched.
Lou's made a couple of good plays in this ballpark as a player with the Yankees.
There are some of those offensive numbers we were talking about for the Mariners. Yesterday, in fact, the first game this season that the Mariners did not hit a home run, but they still lead the American League by a wide margin with those 20 home runs.
Next closest team is Cleveland. They have 11, and the Baltimore Orioles have 10. Toronto has 12 home runs, but Toronto's average only 211 as a team.
The Red Sox has a team with 9 home runs now after the 2 yesterday. Just getting a piece to foul it off is Davis off to our right. Count still full at 3-2. Davis, who's had injury problems each of the last 2 years, broke his left leg and severely sprained his left ankle in '96. Then missed a good portion of last year with a sprained right ankle, and he fans. Number 3 for Martinez. 2 down in the 3rd.
2 strikeouts now with the fastball, 1 with the breaking ball this afternoon. That fastball tailing back on the outside corner. That's a nasty pitch. I mean, a fastball that's up over 90 miles an hour with movement.
Not much of a reaction from Pedro on that one.
Now, he struck out a couple of guys in the past.
Yeah, it's a little early, too. Early in the ball game. The number 9 hitter, Charles Gibson. Youngster who was very impressive in spring training for the Mariners. Batted .455, including a couple of triples to make this ball club. Got his first 2 major league hits against the Yankees on Tuesday. Good speed. Not enough bat speed, though, to catch up with that one. 0-2 to Gibson, and the crowd encouraging Martinez to strike out the side here in the 3rd. Martinez gets all 3. With the fastball again. 4 strikeouts in a row for Pedro Martinez, and after 2.5, the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Mariners at Fenway on the 68 Sports Red Sox television network.
Back at Fenway Park, the Red Sox have the 1-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Well, the 98 Red Sox are sure to be action-packed and exciting. Bring your group, company, or family to one of many special discounted and fundraising games at Fenway this season. Call group sales at 617-262-1915.
And time called by home plate umpire John Shulock just as Jamie Moyer was set to throw the first pitch of the inning, and now Lou Piniella out of the Mariner dugout. Nomar apparently asked out of the batter's box right at the last moment.
Well, there comes a point when the umpire should not call timeout, because what's going to happen is the pitcher could hurt himself. So a little bit late there by John Shulock, and I think that's why Piniella coming out and said, look, you know, if you're going to call it, let's make it a little earlier than that.
Garciaparra, Valentin, and Vaughn top of the Red Sox order here in the third against Moyer. Here it is in real speed again.
As soon as Nomar got in that box, Moyer was ready to go, almost like a quick pitch. And Shulock waving it off, but
well, maybe no, the way Shulock was gesturing there, it almost seemed that Nomar didn't say anything, that Shulock was just saying, no, that was too fast.
Well, what Moyer's trying to do too is throw off the timing of Nomar. You know, he has that little routine he goes through when he gets in the batter's box, and Moyer trying to break that up. So a little gamesmanship going on.
Now Shulock gives Moyer the cue.
Now he's got to wait for his center fielder Griffey to get back in position.
And the first pitch is low for ball one. If you joined us late, Red Sox with a first inning run, John Valentin with a 1-out single, and then a 2-out double to left center by Jim Leyritz to score Valentin all the way from first. Garciaparra grounded out to short his first time up. This time towards center field, and Griffey shielding the eyes and recording the first out.
Kind of went unnoticed yesterday, but Griffey also made a tremendous defensive play in center field. He makes about one a game, so kind of get spoiled watching him.
After everything that happened in the ninth inning, there were a lot of things that kind of got lost about yesterday's ball game. Even with all the pregame hoopla and expectation, Brian Rose kind of faded into the background somewhat after yesterday's ball game with that great comeback in the ninth. But certainly a very encouraging outing for him. Valentin reaches out towards center field, base hit, out of the reach of Alex Rodriguez. So Valentin is 2 for 2. Let's pause 10 seconds right now for station identification on the 68 Sports Television Network.
You're watching Red Sox baseball on WABU-TV Channel 68 Boston, WNBU-TV Channel 21 Concord, New Hampshire, and WZBU-TV Channel 58 Vineyard Haven, Cape Cod.
Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox leading the Mariners 1-0, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Doug Brown in for Sean McDonough, joined by Jerry Remy and Mo Vaughn, who struck out back in the first inning against Moyer. Up now with Valentin on first and 1 out. And Valentin is off with the pitch, and the Red Sox had their second stolen base of the day.
Well, the Red Sox obviously have picked up something in Jamie Moyer, because both guys that have run this afternoon, Lewis and now Valentin, have had terrific jumps. And I think what they're doing is they're going on the very first move for Moyer. And if he throws to first base, so what? They're going to keep going and hope to draw a bad throw.
That play actually a little closer than it looked to the naked eye, but the second stolen base of the day for the Red Sox. For John Valentin, his first steal of the season. And you talked earlier, Jerry, about Moyer's delivery being somewhat slow, and then you add in all the breaking pitches that he throws, another advantage to the runners.
Well, the other thing too, Doug, is that unless he steps off and throws to first, his move to first base is also slow. So if you get picked off, keep going a second, you got a chance to get in safely.
Moyer working to Vaughn. And the 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. Valentin thought about it, got well off the bag at second, but Wilkins was able to find it in time.
Yeah, when you're already in scoring position at second, you got to make sure that you can go in standing up at third base. And any doubt at all, just get back to the bag because, as I mentioned, you're already in scoring position.
Here's what happened to Mo in the first inning against Jamie Moyer.
Fastball away, and again fastball away for the strikeout. So nothing tricky, just all fastballs and all staying away from Mo Vaughn.
The 2-1 down low again, 3-1.
Here's where Moyer's likely to pull a string on Mo. A 3-1 count. You expect maybe to get the fastball. He could go at the changeup.
Valentin getting the lead at second. And Vaughn cracking one deep to right center field toward the triangle, and one hop against the wall. Valentin will score easily, and Mo Vaughn has an RBI double. The Red Sox with a 2-0 lead.
You see what a difference here location of pitch makes. In that first at bat, the fastballs were all away from Mo Vaughn, but this pitch is going to get an awful lot of the plate. And Mo goes out, hooks the ball right to the bullpen area. RBI number 13 now for Mo. That ties him for the league lead with Juan Gonzalez. Actually, the Mariners and Gibson did a pretty good job chasing this ball down. But easily in the score will be Valentin with a second run.
And the first pitch to Jim Leyritz is taken deep to left field and into the screen for a 2-run homer. Jim Leyritz now with 3 runs batted in this afternoon. His first home run for the Red Sox.
Well, we mentioned yesterday, Doug, when you get past the 3-hitter, the rest of those guys got to start doing something against lefties, and Jim Leyritz getting it started here. Cleanup hitter, cleans up the bases with the home run.
4-0 Red Sox. Those 3 runs happened very quickly. First pitch strike to Troy O'Leary. The single by Valentin, then the steal, the double by Vaughn, and the 2-run homer by Leyritz. And O'Leary hits it sharply. That'll be extra bases into the right field corner. Trying to dig it out is Gibson, but O'Leary will have a stand-up double. Four straight hits by the Red Sox after 1 out here in the 3rd.
And it looks like the Red Sox very happy that a lefty's pitching and it's not Randy Johnson. Fastball inside, and O'Leary gets the head of the bat out with the line drive right down that right field line. And of course, Troy, who's been out a couple of days, back in the lineup with a bang this afternoon.
The Red Sox with 6 hits in the ball game, 4 of them for extra bases. Damon Buford now grounded back to Moyer in the 2nd inning. Pitch down low. 2-0 on Buford. And already warm-up action in the Mariner bullpen. Bob Wells, one of the guys who did not work yesterday. Swinging a pitch down out of the strike zone by Buford. 2-1. And Buford very high and behind short. Rodriguez out, and in comes Glenn Allen Hill to make the catch, and back quickly to second is O'Leary. Almost strayed a little bit too far. The Leyritz home run making it 4-0 in favor of the Red Sox. And a reminder that for each Red Sox home run on a TV 68 telecast this season, Dunkin' Donuts will make a contribution to the Jimmy Fund. The Red Sox hope that you will help too. And already in the 12th inning of the weekend, the Red Sox have hit 4 home runs here at Fenway. Scott Hatteberg, for his second trip, grounded to short his first time. Hatteberg waits for the breaking pitch in the dirt.
The Red Sox have some lefties in that lineup today, and a lot of managers will throw left-handed hitters against Moya because of that changeup that he features. Figure they might be taking one pitch away from him with the left-handers in the lineup.
Hatteberg leads the Red Sox with 4 2-out runs batted in so far this season, trying to pick up another one here. One and one on Hatteberg. Tapped on the ground. Segui will handle this one himself, and Moyer finally gets out of the inning. The Red Sox string together 4 consecutive hits, including a 2-run bomb by Jim Leyritz that just crawled over the top of the wall. And the Red Sox lead Lou Pinella's Mariners 4-0 after 3 on the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network.
Three complete at Fenway. Red Sox 4, Mariners nothing. Fans around the world can now log on to www.redsox.com, the official website of the Boston Red Sox. This easy to navigate Red Sox homepage offers fans the ease of purchasing tickets online and is your first source of breaking news, history, and information on one of the greatest sports franchises in history. Red Sox baseball, what a game.
And what a great group of kids on Kids Opening Day here at Fenway Park. Kids all over the ballpark, inside and out. Several hours before the game, a lot of performers, various kids groups performing, entertaining fans outside Fenway today. Joey Cora bidding for the Mariners' first hit, and he drops it into left center field. Martinez had gone perfect through the first 3, but Cora breaks it up with the Mariners' first hit.
And Joey Cora now has a 10-game hitting streak to start this season.
Number 3, the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez.
Looks like the fastball. He started him with the change, back to the fastball, and Cora will drop that base hit into center field. So Cora, who had a terrific year last year, his best as a major leaguer, having a good start again here in '98.
Joey Cora extended the hitting streak yesterday with an infield hit in the 9th inning. Gets one earlier today. Alex Rodriguez now the batter. Ball 1. Rodriguez flied to center in the first inning. That was the only ball hit to the outfield against Martinez before the base hit by Cora. Cora holding, and the called strike to Alex Rodriguez.
The Red Sox fans are going to have the same feeling, I think, coming to the ballpark when Martinez is pitching as they did when Clemens pitched, 5 or 6 years ago when he was winning the Cy Youngs. And a chance to see a lot of strikeouts and always the possibility of seeing a no-hitter when a guy like this pitches.
He has had a one-hitter, but not the no-no yet.
Just to have that same feeling when Nolan Ryan would take them out. And of course, Ryan had a ton of no-hitters and always a bunch of strikeouts. That's the kind of pitcher Martinez is. Actually a better pitcher, but he'll throw more strikes. He very seldom walks anybody.
Cora, the runner at first. The 1-2. Rodriguez spoils it off to the right and out of play. Coming into today, just 5 walks for Pedro Martinez. So he's now thrown 17 innings this year. 5 walks and 24 strikeouts to this point.
Now, last year, 67 walks and 305 strikeouts.
That's a pretty good ratio in any league. And there's another strikeout on a tough breaking pitch. Rodriguez becomes the 5th victim of the day for Martinez.
Well, that's his first this afternoon on the changeup, and it's to the right-handed hitter. Almost like the screwball, down and in on the right-hander. He's got 3 on a fastball, 1 on a breaking ball, and this the first on the changeup. And you can see how far out in front Rodriguez is.
And now Ken Griffey Jr. These two guys facing each other for the first time today. Griffey tried to hit through the shift his first time up. Hit the ball on a line right up the middle, but that's where Garciaparra was playing, right behind the second base bag where he is now.
In Seattle, when they had the shift on, Griffey bunted to third base to try to see if the Red Sox would change that. They did not. They stayed with it, and it paid off in the last at bat because that would have been a base hit up the middle.
Martinez evens the count at 1-1. Griffey made a comment after the series in Seattle, Jerry, that with the shift on, he thinks he has a better chance of guessing correctly on pitches, because with the shift on, he figures he's going to get fastballs in and breaking balls away. And he was 4 for 11 in the series against the shift. He hits this ball very well toward left center. Ranging over is Buford for the catch. Deep onto the warning track. Griffey's bid falls just a little bit short.
See Griffey peeking back at the flag, wondering where the wind had gone, blowing out toward left field. Hit this ball pretty well to the big part of the ballpark, though, back to the 379. And Damon Buford back to make the catch with a couple of feet to spare. It's interesting. Yesterday, that ball Leritz hit wouldn't have been a home run. The way the wind was blowing, it would have knocked it down and probably off the wall.
So Cora is still at first. Now 2 outs, and Edgar Martinez, who hit a little accidental ground ball in front of Hatteberg back in the second inning. Scott threw him out before Edgar even realized that the ball was in fair territory. Martinez with the quick toss to first.
Well, that's another thing. Mo Vaughn certainly knows by now that he has to be ready at first base, because he's about 95 to home plate and maybe 94 to first base. He can handcuff the first baseman.
Martinez with the long set, and then low to Edgar Martinez. 2-0 the count. Edgar Martinez breaking out of a season-opening batting slump yesterday with 3 hits, 3 for 4, 3 runs batted in. And he was also victimized, robbed of extra bases by that great catch from Damon Buford in the first inning. Fouls this one away. 2-1 the count on Edgar. And up tight. 3-1 now on Martinez.
Well, that throw back from Hatteberg went over the head of Martinez, but fortunately Cora was heading back to first base, didn't see it.
Well, now we just talked about the very few walks that Martinez allows, and here he is 3-1.
We'll give him 1 walk a game. I mean, I'm not complaining too much about it.
Not yet. Full count now. Right in with the fastball. Just fouling off the 3-2 pitch. Lunging and getting a foul ball over the roof on the right field side.
Been plenty of heat on that mound the last couple of days to warm up Fenway Park. Randy Johnson yesterday and Pedro this afternoon.
We talked about the contrast in Lou Pinella's starting pitchers from Johnson yesterday to Moyer today. The Red Sox will work the contrast tomorrow. Martinez today and Wakefield tomorrow. Another foul ball away onto the roof, same spot for Martinez. And for the Mariners tomorrow, by the way, Jeff Facero makes his first start of the season, coming off the disabled list. The 3-2 again, and again, just a piece. Wearing out Joey Cora over at first base. Payoff pitch number 3. And another one fouled away.
Now, one thing the players don't have to deal with here this afternoon are the tough shadows. Yesterday with that 3 o'clock start, shadows were a big part of it. This afternoon, of course, 1 o'clock, not a factor at all right now. And a lot of the players in the Red Sox clubhouse were saying it was nasty. Not only was Johnson nasty, but it was also tough to see the ball because of the shadows.
Martinez throwing strikes, but not that time. There is ball 4. Great at bat for Edgar Martinez. He finally works the first walk of the day from Pedro.
Well, Pedro doesn't know how to act today. I mean, there's 4 runs on the board for him. First game was a 2-0 game. It was a 1-1 when he left in that matchup with Fenway in Anaheim. So he has not had a lot of runs to work with.
Well, last season, this was a regular occurrence for Martinez. 31 starts with the Expos last year. He received 2 runs or less of support in 16 of the 31 starts. And of course, 2 runs or less in his first 2 starts with the Red Sox. But a little bit more help offensively early in this one. 2 on now for the Mariners, though, with 2 outs, and David Segui. 0-1.
This guy's teammates up in Montreal, but Segui has also faced him, and he is now 0 for 11 in his career against Martinez.
With 5 strikeouts in those 11 at bats. Grounded to short his first time today. Segui shared the American League Player of the Week honors for the first week of the season with Quentin McCracken of the Devil Rays. Segui, like Martinez, formerly with the Expos. And the 1-1 pitch fouled away.
Devil Rays doing okay. They're 4-4 on the season, 3rd place. They lead the league in hitting with a .323 team average.
Most of the experts figuring that the Arizona Diamondbacks would have the better ball club of the two expansion teams. And of course, still a long way to go, but absolutely, the Devil Rays surprising here in the early going. 1-2 to Segui, and he's another strikeout victim. Number 6 for Pedro Martinez. He gets 2 in that inning and gets out of the 2-on jam. Red Sox have a 4-0 lead through 3.5 at Fenway, and we'll be back after these words from your local stations. This is the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network.
Red Sox have the 4-0 lead on the Dunkin' Donuts scoreboard. The Red Sox and Mariners wrap up the first series of Fenway this season tomorrow afternoon. Tune in to On Deck beginning at 12:30, followed by Red Sox baseball. Don't miss the action over most of our 68 Sports television network.
Jerry, I'm very upset. My 152-game consecutive stretch of On Decks ended a couple of weeks ago.
You were part of it yesterday, though. You still had an appearance on Deck.
Called strike from Jamie Moyer to Darren Lewis, leading off the bottom of the 4th. John Holt will be hosting On Deck tomorrow afternoon. Hit sharply and on the backhand. Cora can't come up with the short hop. That should go as a base hit for Darren Lewis, but we'll wait to be sure.
I think it's one that maybe Cora would like to have back and try again, but the ball hit awful hard by Lewis going the other way. Second time he's been on, second time he's going to Cora this afternoon. Tried to play it on the short hop and right underneath the glove.
Tough hop right off the end of the bat. 2 from Darren Lewis. It is a base hit. The Red Sox 7th hit of the day, and missing the bunt attempt was Mike Benjamin. Lewis able to get back. Rick Wilkins taking a shot at first base. Benjamin tapped back to Moyer his first time up. Moyer hasn't walked anybody. And again, Benjamin with the bunt, this time a good one right down the line, and Moyer forced to play it to Segui for the out. 1-3 on the sacrifice.
Well, even with the 4-run lead, Jimmy Williams in this inning playing for the 1 run. Number 9 hit a Benjamin, perfect bunt right down the first base line. I think for a while Moyer maybe wanted to let it go foul, but it didn't look like it was going to roll foul, so he had to get the out. Plays himself for the base run, a sidearm throw, and gets the first out of the inning, but the Red Sox have a man in scoring position.
So Benjamin gets the job done on the sacrifice, and now Nomar Garciaparra. Moyer not hurrying that time, Jerry, after trying to quick pitch Nomar the last time up.
He's just trying to do something to throw off the timing. Nomar has his ritual he'll go through when he gets in the box. And he was just trying to quick pitch him a little bit.
Check swing ruled a strike by Don Denkinger. The 0-1. Now the count even at 1-1. Nomar Garciaparra with an 8-game hitting streak riding today. He's hitting every ball game except the opener out in Oakland. Moyer takes a double take on Lewis and chases him back. Nomar also able to extend his hitting streak in the 9th inning yesterday, as Joey Cora did. Garciaparra, of course, with the big RBI single. And on a line to right field, falling fast and headed for the corner. Lewis is around third. He will score. Gibson having trouble digging it out, and Garciaparra will be easily into third. We'll see how they rule it. Tough play for Charles Gibson. Tough play for any right fielder, but especially somebody who's never been here before, Jerry.
Now, once that ball gets down around that foul pole, it becomes very difficult for the right fielder, and it looked like a little bobble as he tried to pick the ball up and get it in quickly. I would think it's going to go as a double and an error on the right field, but we'll have to wait for the scoring. That's that wall going straight out, and you see Gibson getting tangled up in the wall. The fans trying to distract him.
Fans would never do that, would they?
Oh, sure they would. That's part of the home field advantage.
Ruled a triple, and you saw Nomar's 11 triples leading the American League a year ago. Pitch a ball to John Valentin. The run batted in for Garciaparra, his 8th of the season, and of course it extends his hitting streak now to 9 in a row. The Red Sox with a 5-0 lead. Let's look at it again.
This is the trouble Gibson had down in that right field corner. The ball will stay down. Oh, there it is. It bounces right up over the glove. So that's a good call by official scorer.
Hit a divot. Valentin pops it up right in the middle of the infield. Everybody in, and Rodriguez, the shortstop, makes the call. So now 2 down with Garciaparra still at third, and the roar again for Mo Vaughn.
And if Moyer does not get Mo Vaughn, it may be his last hitter of the day, because Wells up throwing again in that bullpen.
Mo taking Moyer to the triangle in deep right center for that RBI double last inning. This time trying the left side, but that'll go foul. Slicing on top of the transformer there. 0-1 to Mo. Up and tight this time, 1-1 the count.
Notice this afternoon, Mo is a little bit closer to home plate than he was yesterday against Randy Johnson. The Moya more over the top and a little bit easier to pick up.
The 1-1. Inside again. Three Red Sox batters were hit yesterday, of course, by Randy Johnson. The Red Sox are first in the league in hit batsmen with 9 through 9 games.
Well, that's something to be proud of. A lot of those that were hit yesterday, Randy Johnson with the breaking ball down and in, were getting the Red Sox off the ankle, toes.
Garciaparra with the lead at third. The 2-2 count on Mo Vaughn. Jamie Moyer trying to get out of this 4th inning without any further damage. And the count now full. First base open, of course. Moyer may be a little extra careful here. First full count of the day for Jamie Moyer. He has not walked anyone to this point. And he gets Mo on the breaking pitch. 2 strikeouts for Moyer, both against Mo Vaughn. But he also has the RBI double. In this inning, the RBI triple by Nomar Garciaparra extends the Red Sox lead to 5-0 after 4 at Fenway Park on the 68 Sports Red Sox television network.
Hey, Red Sox fans, why not bring your company, family, or group to friendly Fenway and see the 1998 Red Sox? The Red Sox look to showcase their new talent and returning players for the 1998 season. Come see Cy Young Award-winning pitcher Pedro Martinez, along with infielders Nomar Garciaparra, John Valentin, and Mo Vaughn. For details on discount programs for groups of 40 and more, call the group sales office at 617-262-1915. Red Sox baseball. What a game.
Red Sox fans, check out the new 24-hour touchstone ticketing by calling 617-482-4SOX. This new system's the easiest way to purchase tickets any time of the day.
Glenn Allen Hill set to lead it off in the top of the 5th against Pedro Martinez, who might not know how to react with a 5-0 lead. Allowed just the leadoff single by Cora in the 4th. 1-1 now on Hill. Glenn Allen Hill coming over to the Mariners from San Francisco as a free agent. On the breaking pitch, Hill fooled, and he's down 1-2.
I think Hill now 1 for 20 in his career against Pedro. They've hooked up a number of times in the National League.
And tried the same pitch in the dirt. 2-2 the count on Hill. Six strikeouts for Martinez to this point. 1 walk. Hill stays alive.
Pedro had 11 strikeouts in his first outing of the season, that against the Oakland A's. That tied an opening day record. Clemens also had 11 back in 1988, and he had 9 last time out against the Anaheim Angels.
Hill lays off, and the count full. And Martinez just misses the outside corner. his second walk of the afternoon.
And not by very much. Fastball down and away, just off the outside edge, maybe a little bit low. It was an unhittable pitch, that's for sure. So you're either going to take it for strike 3 or walk.
Most of Pedro's strikeouts coming against the bottom of this Mariner order, which is where he's working now. Rick Wilkins, the number 7 man in the lineup, the Mariner catcher. K'd his first time. Takes a ball.
Second time in 2 innings now they had the leadoff man on.
Rick Wilkins also over from the Giants to join Seattle last August. On the ground to Mo. He'll try second to Garciaparra. Back for Martinez, and the 3-6-1 double play.
Well, we mentioned from the start of spring training that Mo Vaughn playing much better defense at first base. Certainly in better shape than at the end of last season after the knee surgery. He seems to be moving much better at first base. He's going to make his share of errors. There's no question about that. But he's making some plays early in the season that he was not able to make at the end of last year.
Well, that one was well turned all the way around. 3-6-1. Red Sox turned 3 double plays yesterday, although only one was a conventional ground ball double play. They had one on a bunt pop-up and one on a line drive. 0-1 on Russ Davis, who struck out in his first at bat in the 3rd. And he's quickly down 0-2. Kids opening day here at Fenway Park. Another sellout crowd on hand. And the strikeout to end the 5th. Davis has gone down twice. That's number 7 for Martinez in the ball game. Halfway through at Fenway, and the Red Sox have a 5-0 lead on the 68 Sports Red Sox television network. Welcome back to Fenway Park. Doug Brown in for Sean McDonough, along with Jerry Remy. Our producer-director this afternoon is Tom Tedisco. And the Red Sox have a 5-0 lead as we head to the top of the 6th. Pedro Martinez has allowed just 1 hit to this point. And he starts the 6th inning with the number 9 hitter, Charles Gibson. And Gibson bunting for a base hit, but he pushed it too far to Mo Vaughn. Not a bad idea, but not the right angle.
Yeah, the ideal place for that is to bunt it toward the second baseman, and you want to try to get 3 guys moving, the second baseman, first baseman, and pitcher, and hopefully you can beat the pitcher to the bag. But right down the first base line, an easy play for Mo. He'll be able to take it himself. Gibson's got great speed. We saw him come in to pinch run in that series in Seattle, stole a base.
Joey Cora takes a pitch just a little bit low for ball 1. Cora singled to lead off the 4th. Sharp single to left center field, the only hit for the Mariners today. They've had a total of 3 base runners. After the single by Cora, Martinez walked with 2 outs in the 4th. Glenn Allen Hill walked to lead off the 5th, but was erased in a double play. Called strike from Martinez. 2-1 now the count. Joey Cora right off the handle toward 3rd and Valentin for out number 2. A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox and WABU-TV Channel 68 and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the expressed written consent of the Boston Red Sox and WABU-TV. Alex Rodriguez 0 for 2. flied to center, struck out swinging. Takes ball 1. Rodriguez with 7 strikeouts in the game, now just 3 away from 1,000 in his career. And there's base hit number 2 for the Mariners as Rodriguez goes sharply up through the middle for his first base hit today.
The 2 for 5 in the game yesterday for Rodriguez, picking up this hit. Keep Martinez away from the 1-2-3 inning. Hit a pretty good pitch. That ball down and away. But Rodriguez covering home plate and lining it to center field for the base hit.
That'll bring in Ken Griffey Jr. Choppers, Jerry. Griffey swings through the first pitch from Martinez. Junior is 0 for 2 today. Soft liner to short, and then a deeper shot to left center field, chasing Damon Buford back to the warning track. And he's quickly down 0-2.
And that is an unusual high strike call in the American League. That ball is about belt high, and a lot of times that's called a ball.
In any league these days, except maybe Little League. 0-2, and Griffey just gets the bat out on that one. That'll go into the lower stands down the left field side.
Saw a great clip last night on the folks down in South Dartmouth watching the game, and when Rose struck out Griffey yesterday, they're pretty happy about that.
That was certainly one of the highlights for the youngster. That was the next to the last batter he faced in the 6th inning. Martinez trying to get Griffey to chase. Still ahead in the count. 1-2 is Pedro. Griffey strikes out to end the 6th inning. Number 8 for Pedro Martinez. And through 5.5, the Red Sox have a 5-0 lead. We'll be back to Fenway Park after these words from your local stations on the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network. Through 6 at Fenway Park, the Red Sox with a 5-0 lead on the Seattle Mariners. A 5-run lead with Pedro Martinez on the mound. Might seem like a little bit more than 5, especially to the Mariners, as Martinez has allowed just 2 hits today. He has struck out 8, walked 2. And he will pitch first in the 7th inning to the cleanup hitter for the Mariners, Edgar Martinez, who drew one of those 2 walks his last time up. Called strike 1. Looked like the same spot, and Martinez is down 0-2 and hasn't really had a pitch that's been hittable yet. Wasting one is Martinez. 1-2.
Edgar put a pretty good battle on Pedro last time up, fouling off a lot of pitches, finally getting the walk.
The 1-2 from Martinez. Breaking pitch breaks low. Two and two now on the Mariners' designated hitter. Accidentally fouls that one off to the right. Seems to be a little bit cooler here at Fenway now than it was at the start. Martinez shaking off one sign, misses again, and one more time Martinez has worked the count full after taking those first 2 pitches very tough on the outside corner. off the handle, up the middle. Tough play for Benjamin, but he gets it to Vaughn in time to retire Martinez.
I think that might have got a piece of Martinez. It looked like he's put the bare hand up, and it sounded like it clicked off his fingers. That is very dangerous. Get the hand out of there, Pedro.
Wow.
That's all you need, right? Break a finger. Nice play by Benjamin on the backhand, and of course Edgar does not run all that well and has time to throw him out. See if the ball does get a piece of Martinez's hand. Goes up, tries to catch it. It sounded like it did.
So maybe 1-4-3 on that.
I got a 1-4-3 written down. Just lucky he didn't get it flush and break one of those fingers. That's all the Red Sox would need.
Pedro seems to be none the worse for wear here, though, as David Segui comes up. Grounded to short, struck out swinging, and now lifts a fly ball toward O'Leary in left for the second out of the 7th. Segui now 0 for 13 lifetime against Pedro Martinez.
And 0 for 8 so far in this series. So they have cooled off Segui, who was just on fire on that first homestand in Seattle.
And cooled off the home run bats of the Mariners as well this weekend. Seattle had homered in every game of their 8-game homestand to start the season, but they have not hit one here this weekend yet. Glenn Allen Hill. 1-1 now the count. The Mariners have been in business for 22 years, and Glenn Allen Hill this year became the 16th different opening day left fielder. A lot of teams seem to have that one spot in the lineup that really changes a lot from year to year. Martinez missing with the breaking pitch. You saw Bob Wells throwing again in the Mariner bullpen. We perhaps have seen the end of Jamie Moyer now after 6 innings. And Hill just got a little piece of that to stay alive at 2-2.
And Martinez loves finishing the inning off with a strikeout. He did it in the 2nd, he did it in the 3rd, he did it in the 4th, he did it in the 5th, and he did it in the 6th.
Martinez again, and this time with the breaking pitch, he strikes out Hill. That's 9 on the day for Martinez. He's working on a 2-hit shutout as we hit the stretch half of the 7th at Fenway. 5-0 Boston on the 68 Sports Red Sox television network. To the 8th inning at Fenway Park, Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox with a 5-0 lead. Martinez has allowed just 2 hits, a single by Joey Cora and a single by Alex Rodriguez. He has struck out 9. His next strikeout will be the 1,000th of his career. It's been the middle of the Red Sox lineup doing the damage today, primarily Jim Leyritz, but Vaughn and O'Leary also chipping in. Leyritz getting his first Red Sox home run, and nobody for the Mariners is doing much of anything against Pedro Martinez. It'll be the bottom third of the Mariner order in the 8th. Wilkins, Davis, and Gibson. And Wilkins takes a called strike. And a little bit low this time. Martinez just 26 years old. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count on Wilkins. Martinez, of course, well documented by this point. A native of the Dominican Republic, but his idol was Juan Marichal, and Martinez invited Marichal to Fenway Park for today's game. Strike 3 to Rick Wilkins. Career strikeout number 1,000 for Pedro Martinez.
And shows that he has plenty of fastball left this afternoon, a high fastball.
And several Dominican flags in the stands today at Fenway Park. And as the fans check out the big message board and see that note about the 1,000th strikeout, they're all standing here at Fenway. And double figures, of course, again for Martinez in a ball game, as that is his 10th today.
29th career 10 strikeout game for Martinez. He's done it 17 times in his last 25 starts.
And he's 1-1 now on Russ Davis.
Listen to this crowd too. They love Martinez already.
Just fouled off the end of the bat by Davis. Davis has struck out twice in his previous appearances against Martinez today, both times swinging. And again a foul back.
See Martinez's eyes there. Never takes his eye off the target. You'll see pitchers look up in the air. Louis Tion. Watch Martinez focus in on home plate.
Missing outside. Crowd didn't like it. 2-2 now on Davis. You just mentioned somebody else who's in attendance today. Louis Tion is here. Been in town the last several days with his college team. Called strike 3 on Davis. It's the hat trick for Davis and 11 for Pedro Martinez.
It's very similar to yesterday with Randy Johnson without the hit batters and the walks. Changeup doing the honors this time for Pedro.
Well, this probably won't be the last time you hear the chant of Pedro, Pedro here at Fenway Park this season. He's going to face a pinch hitter now. Jeff Houston will come on to hit for Charles Gibson with 2 outs in the 8th. Houston spent last season with the Brewers. It was a Rule 5 draft pick away from Colorado back in December.
Crowd didn't like it. He made contact. They just want to see punch outs from here on out.
Well, Martinez did strike out the side back in the 3rd. He's had at least 1 in every inning except the 1st. And he's ahead of the pinch hitter Houston. Now 0-2. How about trying to come off the bench cold in the 8th inning? Try and hit against this guy. Up high, and Houston able to lay off. Well, this is just the 8th inning. Wait and see how loud it gets if Martinez comes out for the 9th. And Houston barely staying alive, rolling one into the Red Sox dugout. Martinez has struck out 3 in a row, going back to Glen Allen Hill to end the 7th. And ripped foul hard down the right field side. Just foul. Houston looking for his first hit of the year. He's had just 2 at bats. Not this time for Pedro.
34,000 umpires upset.
2-2 the count. There's the man. Watching Pedro Martinez throw ball 3 Now a full count to Houston. Juan Marichal in attendance today. And Martinez pops Houston up to the right side. The crowd won't like it, except that it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Martinez. The foul ball catch by Mo Vaughn. A 2-hit shutout through 8 for Pedro Martinez. Headed to the bottom of the 8th at Fenway. The Red Sox lead it 5-0. Now let's have some words from your local sponsors. This is the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network.
Dunkin' Donuts Bagel Fest is going on right now. It's a special celebration of the freshest way to start a day. A fresh Dunkin' bagel and a hot, fresh cup of coffee. So stop by and celebrate Bagel Fest today.
Isn't it time you got a break? It's the Toyota April Break, where you'll get a special lease on Toyota Corolla, just $189 a month, with automatic, air conditioning, airbags, and more. Or if you buy, get special financing, 3.9% APR for up to 24 months, 4.9% for 36 months, and 5.9% for up to 48 months. It's the April Break at your New England Toyota dealer. We figured you could use it.
It's payback time.
Here comes the game that pays off your bills.
Cool.
Keen.
Perfect. Yes.
Deb, weekdays at 5 and 5:30 on TV 68. On the next 68 Sports Night.
Hi, everybody. I'm Butch Stearns. It's opening weekend of Red Sox baseball at Fenway, and we have it all for you. The pregame, the play-by-play, and 68 Sports Night after the game. Join us after the game for Sports Night.
Good morning. Good morning. We always...
Well, yesterday in the home opener here at Fenway Park, it was the Red Sox trailing by 5 runs going to the 9th inning, coming up with that dramatic victory. Today, it's the Red Sox leading by 5 with Pedro Martinez hoping to put the finishing touches on a terrific first performance at home. He'll work to the top of the Seattle order. Joey Cora first. This pop-up working toward the stands and out of play. Tom Gordon in the Red Sox bullpen just in case. The Red Sox, or rather the Mariners, Jerry, have only had 4 base runners this afternoon, and they need a lot of them right now.
When you look around Fenway, too, even with a fairly comfortable lead, not many people have left. They want to see Pedro finish this one off.
Cora with the single in the 4th, one of just 2 hits allowed by Martinez today. Pedro comes into the 9th inning having retired the last 7 Mariner hitters. Two and 1 the count on Joey Cora. And called strike 2. The crowd comes up for Martinez. And Cora makes contact toward right field, and Lewis for the first out. Well, Pedro Martinez needs one more strikeout to tie Randy Johnson for the American League lead.
The only 2 guys in the lineup here did not strike out today. He didn't get Cora, and also Edgar Martinez has not struck out. Everybody else is going down at least once.
And Davis has K'd 3 times. Randy Johnson looking on in the Mariner dugout. Martinez works a called strike to Alex Rodriguez, who has the other Mariner hit, a sharp single to center his last time up. Fouled and out of play. Rodriguez in the hole 0-2. We talked about Randy Johnson, of course, watching that lead disappear yesterday. That's the 2nd time that Randy Johnson has had a big lead disappear for the Mariners. He had a 9-3 lead on opening day against Cleveland. He stayed in for some of that lead disappearing, but the bullpen did the rest. Up high. 2-2 the count. 1-2 rather, the count on Rodriguez.
The time he struck out Rodriguez was in the 4th inning, and that was on a changeup. Let's see what he does here with a couple of strikes.
Fouled it straight back.
Went to the fastball again. Back-to-back fastballs. Might have shook that changeup off too, because he shook off 2 signs from Hatterberg.
One and 2 on Alex Rodriguez. Strikeout number 12 for Pedro Martinez. And the Mariners are down to their last out. And everybody getting on their feet at Fenway Park. And not only the great drama, Jerry, of the last out of the ball game, but Ken Griffey coming up.
Well, you know what's great too is Martinez has not changed expressions all afternoon long. Very workmanlike, going about his business.
Griffey will try and keep things going here. With 2 outs in the 9th. On the corner. Called strike 1. 1-1 the count on Junior, who's 0 for 3 today. Line to short. Fly deep to center and struck out. And he's down in the count, 1-2.
He has brought this ballpark to life.
Griffey pops it up. It's playable for Mo Vaughn. And Pedro Martinez pitches himself a gem in his first Fenway Park appearance. A 2-hit shutout. 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. And the first complete game shutout for the Red Sox since Tim Wakefield last July against the Mariners here. Well, Jerry, everybody wondered what the Red Sox could possibly do for an encore after yesterday, even with Pedro Martinez on the mound. Well, there's your answer, a 2-hit shutout.
Doug, we said it back in spring training. This city and these baseball fans of Boston are going to love Martinez because they're going to get that kind of effort from him most of the time. And he is going to be one of the most popular players to ever put on a Red Sox uniform.
Martinez goes to 2-0 on the season. His earned run average, which was already 0.64, will drop further. He's allowed only 1 earned run through his first 3 starts. And downstairs, Pedro Martinez is standing with our John Holt. John?
Thank you, Doug. Pedro, welcome to Boston. What a fantastic start for you.
Well, thank you. To me, it's a pleasure, and I hope that this is just one of many.
You didn't show much emotion today until after the game. You pump your fist. You appreciate these fans, don't you?
Yes, I do, and I thank God for the help.
How about your people with Dominican ties? There are flags all over this park today, all about your home country.
Well, I just hope that they keep coming back, and as well as the other fans, keep supporting us, and we're going to do the very best for them.
The biggest question, Pedro, how do you top this one?
Well, it can't get any better than this. I just hope that I can get many, but many kind of games like this for this hometown.
Pedro, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Doug, a 2-hit shutout. Back to you.
What a performance by Pedro Martinez, who watched that pop up all the way, just about, as Mo Vaughn takes care of it for the final out, and Pedro Martinez has his 2-hitter. The crowd reacting, by the way, because they put Pedro's interview with John Holt up on the big scoreboard here, so they were reacting when Pedro talked about the fans.
Well, you know, Doug, one of the great things, too, is that the fact that he got to do this, his first game at home for the Red Sox in front of his idol, Juan Marichal, and I know that means a lot to Pedro Martinez and certainly to Juan Marichal.
We'll be back with more at Fenway Park. The Red Sox make it 2 in a row over the Mariners, a 5-0 victory. We'll be back after these words on the 68 Sports Red Sox Television Network. There are the totals at Fenway Park today. 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 9 men left for the Red Sox, and they left 6 of them in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Mariners. They left 3. They just did not have very many people on the base paths against Pedro Martinez, who works the 2-hit shutout to go 2-0 on the season. Jamie Moyer loses it to fall to 1-2. But through 23 innings, Jerry, in 3 starts, Pedro Martinez has struck out 32 and allowed just 12 hits.
And we'll take a look at all of those strikeouts, and you'll notice watching this that he used every pitch to get strikeouts. There's a fastball, back-to-back fastballs, another fastball. You'll see some on the changeup. There's the changeup, and another fastball from Martinez. This goes on and on. Another changeup to Griffey. There's the breaking ball of Glenn Allen Hill. A high fastball. I mean, every one of his pitches he used to get the punch outs today. He'll add 2 more after the 1,000. And a terrific performance. And you know, we talked about it, Doug, the fact that the last time he faced Anaheim, a very good hitting ball club, and maybe even a better ball club offensively today, the Seattle Mariners, and he just shut him down on 2 hits.
Only 4 base runners today for Seattle. The 2 singles, one by Cora, one by Rodriguez, and the 2 walks, one to Edgar Martinez and one to Glenn Allen Hill. And that was about it. It was silent movies today for the Seattle Mariners as they drop their 2nd straight in this series. The Red Sox get back up to 500 with the 2nd win this weekend against the Mariners. And there is Pedro Martinez and his idol to the right, Juan Marichal. What a great picture that is, huh? Terrific moment for Pedro Martinez. He made it a point to invite Juan Marichal to this ball game for his first start at Fenway Park. And it was just about everything he and Red Sox fans could have expected, Jerry, and he might have even exceeded expectations, and that's pretty tough when you're talking about a Cy Young winner.
I think a lot of the fans, for the first time today, maybe got to see Martinez work. You know, it's in spring training. Not everybody watches those games, and of course, we opened on the West Coast. I know a lot of folks saw our opening night by the ratings, but, you know, in person for the first time today, and I can tell you that fans will be trying to find the days where he's going to be working at Fenway to get the tickets.
The Red Sox move up to 5-5 with their 2nd win this weekend against the Mariners. And, of course, we'll have more baseball for you tomorrow here at Fenway Park. A last look at Pedro Martinez completing his 2-hit shutout at Fenway in his first home start in a Red Sox uniform. Once again, the final this afternoon at Fenway. The Red Sox shut out the Mariners 5-0. Our next telecast will be tomorrow afternoon, wrapping up this series against Seattle. Tune in beginning at 12:30 for On Deck, hosted by John Holt, followed immediately by Red Sox baseball from Fenway Park. For my partner Jerry Remy and our entire 68 Sports crew, I'm Doug Brown. This has been a 68 Sports presentation on the Boston Red Sox Television Network. Now let's go back to our 68 Sports studios to Butch Stearns.